I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
Is there any difference between tantric energy, Shakti, and non-duality energy?
No,
No? Okay.
no. It's all one energy, Look, Tantra is just an outgrowth of Shakti flowing through a person's system that opens an area inside where the human gets transformed to the spiritual. But it's the Shakti, the spirit, that flows through the chakra system that makes that happen. So Tantra, look, Tantra is very exotic, it's very esoteric, it's X-rated, it's all sexual, stuff that they always, picture in tantric books. But it's more than that. It's truly every phase of life. Because in order to do deep spiritual work, you got to undergo major transformation inside. And Tantra is major transformation. That's what it is. That's what it really is. Beyond all the exotic stuff, it's just major transformation. The human to the spiritual, your unhappiness to joy and love, a noisy mind to a quiet mind, closed heart to an open heart. All of that is indicative of Tantra, because Tantra is about change, it's about transformation. So no, there's no separation from those things. They're part and parcel of spiritual life.
And is one can grow from the act of tantric sex, or is it just a pleasure?
Well, it's, look, the sexual intercourse between two people that are very, experienced meditation practitioners, it can be one of the most profound forms of meditation you can have. It's a way of literally transforming, the lower elements of life into a spiritual life. It activates Kundalini. And the power of that act is so strong that it will activate the Kundalini. But the two people involved have to really be highly practiced in meditation, in chakra work, in the development of a system. If they are, then it's not only pleasure, it's deeply spiritual. I mean, look, you go in India and Nepal, they have all these temples with very erotic stuff in it, and it's, it's really, they're talking about what I'm talking about. That's what they're depicting. Transformation, energy moves through the sexual area, undergoes major transformation. Two people making love, if they really are deeply, practiced in meditation, it can be one of the most profound forms of meditation, the act of making love. So yes, it's both, but it depends upon how elevated one's consciousness is and how, very important. So, I'm writing a whole book on this, and it's not only about the erotic zone, it's about every aspect of spiritual practice, this book. I swore, 3 years ago, I'd never write another book, and here I am in the middle, I'm almost at the end of it, And it's about that. It's about every single facet of meditation, spiritual practice. It all falls under the heading of Tantra. It's all about transformation. I'm having fun writing this book. I really am. It's just comes spontaneous. I sit down and bingo, I've already done 70 of these things, I mean, it's really incredible. The spontaneity of, I've learned in my life, I should never say I'm not going to write another book because I never know when it's going to happen. And it always happens spontaneously and it's outside of my control. My mind can't control this. It's just creative energy flowing. And I just have to open and let it flow. I was talking to somebody yesterday about preparing a book and, to try to get it published, not through Amazon, but through a major publisher, to go a different route because I'm tired of this Amazon thing, It really does nothing for you except you get a book, So we'll see what's going to happen. It's an exciting project. I love doing it. And I think it's coming out pretty interesting. Well, you can read it. There's 30 something of them online that you can read, with great art. I don't think I can put all that art in the book. The book would cost $150 a book if I had to include all that art in the book. But some of it'll be there.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question you would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
Could you talk about the will and how our relationship to the will changes as we continue to do this work?
Well, it's very simple, Michael. You need the will to overcome all of the blocks and, encumbrances in yourself. Your will, by internalizing your will, not by, objectifying it, but by internalizing it, you use it, to develop the strength inside yourself to break down all those walls that one has spent a lifetime building to protect themselves, to so-called protect themselves against life. And those walls have to come down. And you need the will to do that. The difference between, objective will, I mean, I've just been writing about this, it's interesting, is that we objectify our will in order to get rewards that are total illusions. Where do they go? Money and power and this, the objectification of will is to get things that are transient. Understand? We objectify our will, we get all this stuff, and one day we drop dead, and it's all transient. It has no reality to it. You internalize your will, you're overcoming the blocks and the tensions in yourself to get a connection with God. So you're using your will to truly develop your spiritual life. I'm not saying we shouldn't have success in life. We should. Everybody should have success. Everybody should live well. And Caesar, God bless Caesar, requires in this world a certain amount of success in order to live well. And people should have that money and, nice things to live with. But they also have to consciously realize it's all an illusion. It's all transient. It all comes and it goes. So the internalization of will is to overcome the blocks in yourself so that you can do the one thing that is permanent in the universe. That's to connect with, your soul can connect with God, with spirit. And then you can enjoy the objects in the world. At the same time, you're free of them. They don't assume the role of God in your life where you have to worship them, which most people do, I mean, I would say 99% of the human race worships money. And probably 97% of the human race worships some kind of power. All of it is delusional. You can enjoy money, you can enjoy your position in life, but it's transient. It comes and it goes. The connection with soul, the soul with spirit, is a permanent oneness with God and a freeing of karma, and truly becoming, getting to a realm that's outside of time and space, and and enabling the soul to evolve and become one with energy in the universe. So, my line has always been is to live in the world and to be free of the world at exactly the same time. Can't be free of the world unless you're connected to spirit. And then you can have success, have things. I enjoy, I have a lot of art around my apartment here. I enjoy getting it. I can't afford the things I used to buy, but I still, there are things I can't afford that I'm finding, and they're very beautiful. And I enjoy it. Do I think it's God? Do I think it's going to give me, some kind of immortal existence? No. But I do enjoy it in this moment, So the use of the will is twofold, and one, by the internalization of it, it gives you the capacity to enjoy the objectification of will and what it attains without being attached to it. It's how relationships work. You thoroughly enjoy them without being attached. Because you see the sadness of people go through years in life, and then one day people die, they move on, they go to other levels of reality, and we can't hold on to anything or anybody. So a conscious use of will is very important. And a conscious use of will and using it to tap your need inside to have a spiritual life is essential for any kind of success, at least in the practice that I teach. And then we're here to enjoy life. We're here to enjoy this insane asylum that we live in, or life. I once wrote something in one of my books, nobody goes to the circus to have a lousy time. We're born into the circus here. We're not born here to be miserable. We're born here to enjoy it. Why not enjoy it? Why should one spend their life being miserable, unhappy, depressed? But you need inner strength. And connection to spirit gives you that inner strength. It's what the meditation is all about. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, I have a question. It is about what you were just saying. How do you let go? I feel like just like you keep flowing, like you enjoy every moment of life, but not getting attached to people, things. I think that's where it gets hard, right? Like, how do you let go, accept the flow? And what do you do when you feel the block or feeling yourself attached to things?
Shimsham, that's why you're here doing this stuff that I teach. Because using this meditation to build a chakra system inside yourself that's strong enough to do exactly what you asked. And that's the only way I know. I've managed to do this because of years of working on myself. But you have to learn how to do it. It's not something that just comes. Negativity just comes. Unhappiness just comes. Low points in life just come. Being able to transform negativity, depression, low points all of that stuff requires, you know, an incredible internal training on the part of a human being to get strong enough inside yourself to do it. That's what these classes are for, to help you learn how to do that. But it's not something that you read in a book and you do. It's something that takes time. It has to mature in you, grow in you. You have to transform these blocks and tensions. You have to get strong enough inside to do it. And then depression and unhappiness, it can't afford to live in a person who has a healthy inner life. You can transform it in literally in minutes. You can get rid of things. I get rid of things now that used to take me months to get rid of when I was younger. But you've got to learn how to do it. I'm happy you're here. I'd be happy to teach you how to do this. This is really an important thing, because how do you live in a world that's so crazy without being confronted by all this negativity all the time? Unless you have the capacity inside to transform it, to change it. And you need to have patience. It's not something you do in 2-3 classes. It's something that takes time, maturity. I mean, Rudy said it better than anybody. You know, it takes 9 months to have a baby. It takes 1 second to die. You know, it's like an apple, you know, when it first comes on the vine there on the tree, you know, it's sour, but then you give it a few months and it becomes sweet. Fruit gets sweet. It's not, it doesn't emerge from the earth or from the tree that way. It takes time for it to get sweet, to get mature. So have patience. Master the craft of your inner work. And the next time you feel these low things, try to bring it into the chakra right below the navel. If you can do that, it'll get transformed into chi, into energy that can be used, you know, to move through the sexual area to the base of the spine and literally give you a spiritual life. But you have to master this. It doesn't just happen. That's what will is all about, learning how to master this. And it's a joy for me to teach anybody this who wants to learn it. Because Rudy taught this to me and it basically saved my life. Just learning what I'm talking about right now saved my life. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, well, you know, enjoy Memorial Weekend, holiday weekend, everybody have fun. And there'll be a class tomorrow at 7 o'clock, 7:30 my time, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And once again, I'll tell you, I say it enough, you're probably sick of hearing, you know, you all are my teacher. Everybody needs a teacher. God sent me all of you in order to break myself down and really experience the deepest parts of myself so I can offer them to you. So thank you, and God bless you all. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone. There'll be a class tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful evening tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.